In this video, I'm going to show you how to drive traffic to your website using paid ads from Facebook. In my personal opinion, the most effective way to drive website traffic very fast is the use of Facebook ads. If you need bumper website traffic in the unimaginably shortest time, then running relevant Facebook ads is the surest way out. So in these few steps, I'm going to show you how you can do that now, even if you're just beginning to run Facebook ads and you don't have much experience. In case you do not have a set up Facebook account, you can check the link in the description below, and you can also check my write-up. You will see how you can go ahead to set up your Facebook account. So if you have your Facebook business account already set up, then let's get ahead to it, and in a few minutes we will be done. So what you want to do right now is to go to business.facebook.com. all right, once you get to this interface, you just scroll down and come over this and click on more tools. All right, from here you migrate down to ads manager. Once you're here, get ahead to this green create button and click on it. On the choose a campaign objective pop-up that we can see here, we're going to choose the traffic under consideration objective. This is the best option for you if you aim to drive traffic to your website. Okay, so we're going to click on traffic here. All right, so once you do that, you're going to click on the blue continue button. All right, there are 3 levels of running a Facebook ad. If you're not familiar with that already, we are currently at the campaign level. So you go ahead and give your campaign a name here. So I'm going to put in here new website traffic. All right, I'm going to leave every other thing as it is for now. We're not going to touch that, and we just click on next. Okay, so we are already in the second level of our ads setup, and that is the ad set. So we're going to be giving our ad set a name. So once again, I'm going to click on the delete the default and write new traffic ad set. Okay, so as you can see here, by default it's already choosing website for us, and that is exactly what we want to do. So this is perfect for what we want to do. So we're going to scroll down, we leave every other thing here, and then we come over to budget. All right, on the budget, like I used to always advise, it is always good for you to start with a minimum budget, and then you scale up as you see better results. So we put in an equivalent of $5 here. All right, so this is the equivalent of $5 for me. All right, so I will scroll down again. For the schedule, I always recommend that you go for or what we call a daily budget, as we have here. Okay, so I'm going to be going for a daily budget. I don't like the lifetime budget, so that I can always come back after each day to check out how my ads had performed. Okay, so you're going to be choosing a starting date here. Okay, and then I'm going to be coming here to add an end date. So I'm going to make sure that it's within a 24 hours period. So I'm going to continue. And then the next thing I want to go to is my location. I'm going to be removing this. Alright, so let's assume that my location is going to be in the United States. So I'm going to come down here. Okay, before then, let's look at what we have here. Now, by default, it's already selected for us people living in or recently in this location. Okay, so if we click on this arrow, we'll see other options. Like we have here people living in this location, people recently in this location, people traveling in this location. But I think I'm okay with people living or recently in this location, so I'm going to be leaving that at the default. And then here I'm going to be typing in United States of America. Alright, so here we have the United States. At this point, you can go ahead and be more detailed in your targeting. So if you don't want to target the whole country, you can also do that by state. You can do that by zip codes. Okay, so but then because this is a traffic website ad, I want to reach out to as many people as possible, so I'm going to be choosing the whole of the United States as a country. Okay, and if I want to add other locations, all I need to do is to type in another country here. So but then I just want it to be in the United States, so let's go ahead and continue. All right, so we come to age. Here by default it's already picked for us 16 to 65 plus, so we can go ahead and edit our age. For me, I want to go for ages between 22, so I'm going to select for 22, and I'm going to choose here to 50. So let me look for 50. All right, for genders, I'm going to be going for all genders, but if your website is for a particular gender, you can also change this from all to either men or women. But then I want both men and women to see my advert, so I'm going to be going for all, and then I'm going to continue. For detailed targeting, yes, this is where the meat of this ad is, and here you want to be very careful and you want to have done your homework before you leave this particular section of the website, because this is where you're going to set up exactly the kind of audience that you want your ad to go to. So you don't just want to, for example, want your ad to be spread to everybody that lives in the United States. That will not be profitable. Now if we go down and check our audience size, all right, so if we check our audience size, you can see that the estimated audience size we have here is just too large, over 157 million people. You don't want to do that. You want to be more specific in the kind of people that you want to see your ad. All right, so you can see here what we have here. It said detailed targeting include people who match. All right, so for me, I want only bloggers and website owners to see this particular advert. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to search for, let's say, bloggers. Why? Because bloggers are the ones that have a website in the first place, so they are the people I want to see. So I can come down here and choose blog. All right, so as an interest, I'm going to choose blog as an interest. I'm going to click on that, and then you will see that our audience size will change. So you can see from 157 million, we now have about 46 million. All right, so for me 46 million is still a lot, so I can decide to go ahead and reduce the size of my audience. Okay, so for me to reduce the size of my audience, now one of the first things I want to do is that I don't want to stack up too many audience interest in this same ad set. Why? Because if I, for example, had bloggers, okay, let's see what suggestion Facebook is giving to us here. Now you can see what we have here: bloggers, Instagram, social media, full-time blogger, blogging. Now if I keep stacking up all of these interests, at once, it will not be profitable for me eventually, because if my ad is working very well, I will not know the particular audience that is giving me the best results. That is the reason why I don't want to add up too many audience target into just one ad set. Instead, I will split my ad into different ad sets and test each ad set with a different audience interest. I hope you're getting that, so that I will be able to know that, okay, blog is working, full-time blogger probably is not working, social media is working. Then I can decide to stop the ads that are not working well and then continue running those that are working well. So that is the reason why I want to leave it as just blog, because already blog alone is giving me over 46 million people, which is a very huge number. The only time I might have to add up some other interests is when my audience is way too small for me to run this particular ad to. So then I can add 2 or 3 just to give me a good number of people that Facebook can get my ad to. But since bloggers is already giving me a whole lot of audience definition already, I will not touch it. I will just leave it at only blog, and then I continue. I hope you got that. So let's scroll down. All right, here it's saying reach people beyond your detailed targeting. No, so I will not tick this. So I advise you that you also leave it the way it is. Now you see what we have here. They said exclude narrow audience. Okay, so these particular options are used if you really want to get more detailed about the kind of bloggers, like I've chose here. If I want to get more detailed about the kind of bloggers that I want to see this ad, I can go ahead and choose either exclude or narrow audience. Now let's look at what we have here. We have 46 million audience size here. Let's go to narrow audience and see what's going to happen here. Now it's saying here this interest, which is blog, must also match. Okay, so I'm going to come here. All right, so one of the things I can say is that I want this particular ad to go to bloggers that use only WordPress websites. Okay, so if I want to do that, I can just type in here WordPress. All right, so you can see here WordPress. So let's click on WordPress and let's see what happens to our audience definition. So you can see audience definition has reduced from 43 million people to 601,000. So you can see now we are getting more specific. So we are not just spreading ourselves, our hearts thin, and then at the end of the day, people that will not really interact with your ad will not get to see this ad. So we are not allowing just only bloggers to see our ad. We are making sure that these are bloggers that also match the WordPress interest. Okay, and then our number reduced from a whole 46 million down to 601,000. Now this is how we can continue to reduce this audience size if we want to even get a more detailed targeting. But I think for a country like the United States, 601,000 is not too large, so I'm going to be leaving mine at this. If you want a smaller size, all you need to do is to also streamline by adding other interests that you want to see your ad. So I will continue. Language, of course, here you can always edit. If you're running your ad to a country that doesn't speak English, this is where you use this option. But for me, I'm going to leave it at all language, and then I'm going to continue. So here they're asking placement, automatic placement, manual placement. Automatic placement means that Facebook are going to display your ads on all their advertisement platforms. Okay, but I don't want that. I want to be able to choose the kind of placement that I want my ad to display on. So I'm going to be choosing manual placement. All right, let's scroll down. All right, so I want my ad to only show on Facebook and on Instagram. So I'm going to be removing audience network, and I'm going to be removing messenger. Okay, let's continue. All right, so on my placement, I want it to always be on feeds alone. So I'm going to allow feed, I'm going to allow news feed, I'm going to allow Instagram feed, I'm going to untick marketplace, I'll untick every other one as a matter of fact. I don't want it to be here. The news feed, after all, is the largest place, and that's the major place where our ads are supposed to be displayed in the first place. So let me remove every other placement. All right, so having done this, I will go on to the next level, optimization and delivery. Now they are asking us, what do we want our ad to be optimized for? Let's click on this and see the options given to us. Now, because we want people to get to our website, so we're going to be choosing the landing page view. Landing page view, we're going to be leaving every other one. Okay, we leave every other one. So at this point, we are done with our ad set. So we're going to the third level of our ads, which is the main ad, and this is the place that you want people to see. This is the all right, so at this point we are in our ad, and this is the only place where people are going to see. All right, at the campaign level, at the ad set level, those are your back end work. The ad is what is displayed for Facebook users, so you want to make sure you also do a good job here. So once again, I'm going to be leaving my ad name as new traffic ad. All right, for my Facebook page, I'm going to be using this default Facebook page. If I click on this, you can see other pages that I have on this ad manager. All right, so if you don't have these pages set up, you can go back and set it up and make sure that you have a page displayed, because it is a page that Facebook are going to be using to run your ad. So I've chose mine, so I'll go continue. At this point, format, I'm going to leave it at single image. Continue. All right, so at this point I'm going to be adding my media. So I'm going to be using an image ad, so I'm going to go ahead and choose my image. All right, before choosing my image, it's asking me for Instagram account. Remember, at the ad set level, I told Facebook that I want only Facebook and Instagram feed to be the place where my ad are going to be displayed. So here they're asking me to add up my Instagram account. I have already linked my Instagram account with my Facebook account, so that is why it's displayed here. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to continue. All right, for my media, I'm going to be adding a media here. Okay, now if you want yours to be a video, you're going to choose a video. If you want yours to be an image, you're going to choose an image. So I'm going to be choosing an image. All right, I'm going to go to my computer and just pick just a random image for the sake of this ad, of this tutorial, sorry. Okay, let me just go for okay, let's just go for this. Okay, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click on next. Alright, this is not the best of images, please, so you want to make sure that you get this right. Use a very good image, and I will talk about your website so that your audience can easily relate to it. This is not a good image at all. Alright, so I'm gonna say done. Alright, so we have this already here, so I will go over to primary test and just type a test. Alright, so I already have my primary test typed somewhere, so I'm just going to be copying and pasting here. Alright, okay, so having done that, I'll scroll down my primary headline. I'm just going to say website traffic, hack. Alright, so I'm going to do that. Description, this is optional, so I'm going to be leaving this the way it is. Then I'm going to be pasting in my URL here. So this is going to be the URL of your website. Okay, so it's allowed. So for here I'm going to be, let's scroll down. Okay, here again, this is also optional. This is going to be putting the same website. So if you have a particular page that you want people to really go to, you're going to type that here. So for me, I'm going to be repeating the same thing. Alright, so I'm going to be leaving this the way it is. For my call to action, I think I prefer learn more, but if you want to change your call to action, you can, you know, get code, get offer, get show time, request time. But I think for driving website traffic, learn more is going to be the best for this purpose, so I'm going to be choosing that. Alright, so now you can see what my ad is going to look like, and I can assure you that this ad is going to work very well. All you want to make sure you get right is your creative. Make sure that you have a good thing, good write-up. For something like running an ad, you don't want to put on too many, you know, tests on your ad. I think this is just perfect. It's enough. And then for your video or your image, you want to make sure that you get the best of images that will attract your web visitors. And then you can see what we have here, website traffic hack, just as simple as that. And then once you have checked up your work and you see that there is no complaint from Facebook in any way, you're going to go ahead and click on the publish button. But I am not going to be publishing this because I don't intend to run this ad. So this is what it takes for you to set up a ad that drives traffic from Facebook to your website. If you do this well and you give it some few days, I can assure you that you're going to get massive traffic onto your website. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, just give it a like, and you can subscribe to this channel so that you can get things like this from me. Thank you, and have a lovely time.